Good morning. Today is Monday, May 11th. I'm Principal Gilmore from Ridgely School, and welcome to today's morning meeting. We'd like to wish a happy birthday today to James in 4th grade in Ms. Cantrell's room. I hope you have a fabulous day. Our national holiday today is National Eat What You Want Day. And you don't have to tell me that twice. I've got this one. And I'd like to say congratulations to the following Students of the Week. Please look for your Student of the Week certificate in the mail, hopefully today. Congratulations in kindergarten, Miss Barnard's room to Natalie, Miss Mead's room to Brody. In 1st grade, congratulations in Miss Leishner's room to Kaylee, in Miss Walter's room to Tayden, and in Miss Doctor's room to Ascana. In 2nd grade, in Miss Broussard's room, congratulations to Ariane, Miss Nunn's room, Andrew. In 3rd grade, congratulations to Zenobia, in Miss Flanagan's room, in Miss Ramon's room, Conrad, and in Miss Walker's room, Ivan. In 4th grade, congratulations to David in Miss Cantrell's room, and Miracle in Mr. Pitts' room. In 5th grade, Miss Chasko's room, congratulations to Kaylee, and in Miss Whiteman's room, Blair, and in Miss Hines' room, congratulations to Derek. Way to go, you guys. Keep up the great work. You are Students of the Week for this week. Take a look at these finger puppets that Brody created. He's been watching Mrs. Kolvinsky's art lessons on the Ridgely website. Way to go, Brody. For today's morning meeting, we have 3 special features that I hope you enjoy. The first one is Katherine. We'll be reading a book about a Katherine who was a famous American who lived quite a long time ago. And you'll be able to hear more about her life and her major accomplishments. Then Miss Marcum is here with her daughter, and they will be showing you how to make homemade bubbles. And finally, since we've not been able to really take all of our field trips that we had planned, I'm going to share with you over the next couple of days some virtual field trips that you can take at home that I think you and your family will really enjoy.
Hi everyone, it's Katherine Gilmore again, and I wanted to read you guys a book today called Counting on Katherine. No, this book is not about me. I spell my name with a C, and the book this person is about, Katherine Johnson. She spells her name with a K. So Katherine Johnson was born in 1918, which makes her over 100 years old, and she was a mathematician that helped NASA launch a spaceship into outer space and make it to be the first spaceship that ever landed on the moon. So this is a really exciting book about a world-changing woman in a time where many mathematicians and many people working for NASA weren't women. So she is definitely a pioneer. All right, here we go. Counting on Katherine. Katherine loved to count. She counted the steps to the road, the steps up to the church, the number of dishes and spoons she washed in the bright white sink. The only things she didn't count were the stars in the sky. Only a fool, she thought, would try that. Even so, the stars sparked her imagination. What was out there? Katherine yearned to know as much as she could about the numbers, about the universe, about everything. Katherine's boundless curiosity turned her into a star student. She was so bright, she skipped 3 whole grades. She catapulted right past her brother. He wasn't too happy about that. By the time she turned 10, Katherine was ready for high school. But back then, America was legally segregated by race. Her town's high school didn't admit black students of any age. Katherine burned with fury. She wanted more than anything to keep learning. There was still so much to know. Count on me, Katherine's father told her. By working night and day, he earned enough money to move the family to a town with a black high school. Katherine loved high school. She was good at every subject, but math was still her favorite. She dreamed of becoming a research mathematician, making discoveries about the number patterns that are the foundation of our universe. In those days, though, there were no jobs as research mathematicians for women. Professions most available to them were teaching and nursing. So Katherine became an elementary school teacher. She liked her job, and she loved her students, but she never stopped dreaming about exploring numbers. In the 1950s, the U.S. government's National Advisory Committee on Aeronautics hired thousands of new employees. It even started hiring black women as mathematicians. Katherine heard about the mathematician jobs. Her heart raced with excitement. Perhaps her dream could come true after all. But when she applied for one of the positions, she was told they were already filled. Katherine had to wait a whole year until new spots opened up. Her patience paid off. She got the job. A few years later, the Soviet Union sent a rocket ship into space, launching a space race into the United States. NACA was rolled into a new space agency, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or NASA. Katherine now found herself at the heart of America's space program. She worked as a computer. Electronic computers were not widely used yet, calculating long series of numbers. All the computers were women. They were given the tasks that men thought were boring and unimportant. That didn't bother Katherine. She knew that without her contributions, a spaceship couldn't reach its destination, nor safely return to Earth. Here's why. Sending a rocket ship into space is like throwing a ball into the air. At first, the force of the throw sends the ball up, up, up. But as energy runs out, the ball's path curves back towards the ground. Where it lands depends on what angle it was thrown and how high and how fast it flew. Because math is kind of language, Katherine could ask those questions. How high would the rocket ship go, and how fast would it travel? Using numbers. And numbers would provide the all-important answer. Where would it land? To find out, Katherine plotted the numbers she'd calculated on a graph. When she joined the points together, they formed a curved line. At one end of the line was Earth at the time the rocket ship launched. At the other was where the Earth would be when the ship landed. Katherine's reputation for accuracy and strong leadership skills, she was known for asking plenty of questions, got her promoted to Project Mercury, a new program designed to send the first American astronauts into space. Mercury's missions were going to be dangerous, so dangerous that even the project's star astronaut, John Glenn, refused to fly unless Katherine okayed the numbers. "You can count on me," she said. Glenn's spacecraft, Friendship 7, orbited Earth 3 times and returned home safely. Glenn became a national hero. Katherine was promoted again. Now she was asked to calculate the flight paths for Project Apollo, the first flights to the moon. "Count on me," she said. On July 20th, 1969, the Apollo 11 astronauts walked on the moon. Their feat was celebrated around the world. More triumphs followed. Apollo 12 rocketed to the moon in November of 1969. Apollo 13 launched on April 11th, 1970. But on the third day of Apollo 13's flight, the worst thing happened. An explosion in space. Could the crippled spaceship make it to the moon? And if it didn't, would it be able to get back home to Earth? The 3 astronauts on board were in grave peril. Commander Jim Lovell told Mission Control, "Houston, we have a problem." Back on Earth, Katherine Johnson got a phone call. Her flight path calculations would have to be done all over again, and perfectly. It would be the toughest challenge of her life. Katherine told Mission Control, "You can count on me." She rolled up her sleeves, took a deep breath, and began doing the math. She worked hard and fast. A few hours later, Katherine's calculations were finished. The flight path to return home would take the ship around the far side of the moon. From there, the moon's gravity would act like a slingshot to zing the ship back to Earth. To get home, the crew of Apollo 13 would have to follow Katherine's course exactly by burning off fuel at precise intervals. If the astronauts made a mistake, their ship would drift through space forever. Katherine waited anxiously to hear the astronauts report. Finally, it crackled over the loudspeakers. "We've got it! Apollo 13 was back on track. Katherine Johnson had done it. She brought Apollo 13 home. She was no longer the kid who dreamed of what lay beyond the stars. She was now a star herself. The end. You know, I've always heard this saying, shoot for the stars. Well, in this case, Katherine Johnson shot for the stars and even shot for the moon and took people to the moon and brought them back home safely to Earth. Isn't it amazing how whatever we dream, as long as we work hard, we can make it happen? Wow. Thank you, Katherine Johnson, for the amazing story.
Hello, Ridgely students. This is Mrs. Marcum. I'm here today with my daughter.
My name's Emily.
Okay, we're going to show you a really easy recipe to make bubbles at home. We just need 3 simple ingredients, and these are things you can find in most kitchens. Emily, what do we need first?
2 cups warm water, 1/4 cup sugar, and 1/4 cup of down dish soap.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pour the warm water into the bowl. And then add our 1/4 cup of sugar. The reason we're using warm water is because it helps the sugar dissolve, and so it'll dissolve a lot faster if the water is hotter. So she's going to stir that and
Stir it slowly.
Yeah, you want to stir slow so you don't spill it. Now I'm going to measure our dish soap, and Emily will let us know when all the sugar is dissolved. It's almost there. The hotter you make the water, the faster it will dissolve. Okay, now I'm going to add the soap while she keeps stirring, and that helps mix it in really well. And that is all there is to it. Now, if you blow bubbles while the water is still hot, they don't blow as well. So if you let it cool off for a couple hours, the bubbles will blow a lot better. So Emily will show you with some that we made a couple days ago. So you can make your own bubbles at home.
I've been searching for some virtual tours and virtual experiences where you can take your own field trip with your own family, and one of the websites I found is called 360 Cities. So in the URL you would just type 360, or that's 360 degrees, cities.net. And there are quite a few places that you can explore. Today, I was thinking one of my favorite field trips was Niagara Falls. So, enter Niagara Falls into the search. And you can see all these contributions, 118 just for Niagara Falls, of these beautiful panoramic views. Let's take a look at this one. Between the two falls, and as you know, part of Niagara Falls is on the American side of the border, and part of the American Falls is on the Canadian side. And then over here to the right, it's your circle, 360 degrees. And you can start by just turning it clockwise or counterclockwise and take a look as if you were there of everything you would see as you're walking and turning around. And look how beautiful those falls are. They are huge, and I wish I could have you feel the mist in your face and hear how loud it is. Let's get a little closer. Alright, look how huge those falls are, and the rocks that just keep falling down. These people are on a boat. This boat is called Maid of the Mist, and they're in matching gear because you are not allowed to ride that boat. I've been on that boat. You're not allowed to ride that boat unless you put on a rain jacket, and they have specific flip-flops that they give you because the deck is so wet. But you can kind of see everything they see. Throw some water on your face because you do get pretty wet. And you can also move your cursor in as close as you want to get to look at all the details. And this is just Niagara Falls. There are many other places around the world that you can visit. And you can be as brave and as adventurous as you want to be. I'll try to find some more virtual, I'm making myself dizzy. I'll try to find some more virtual tours for you to take, but this could keep you busy for hours. I hope you enjoy. Today's thought for the day kind of is a takeoff on the national day that it is today, which is National Eat Anything You Want Day. So I'm going to live that to its fullest. I have a thought for the day from this book called Eat Desserts First. It's about adults taking a recess from being an adult. So I want to take a recess from the kale smoothies that I drink, and I'm going to do what this page says, which is make a sandwich. Make a graham cracker and icing sandwich. They're one of Mr. Gilmore's favorites. Well, that's it for today. We hope you have a great day of learning and a great week of learning. You've got a lot to accomplish this week, so let's get it started.